significant amount of time and temperatures, mid to lower 20s, in some areas on the panhandle even into the teens. And with any time when we have freeze injury, we need to, it's very hard, but we need to be patient. We need to wait at least 5 to 7 days before we go out and start assessing what was the injury on that crop. If temperatures after the freeze event even stay cooler maybe than normal, then we might have to wait even longer before we can really truly assess the amount of injury that we had.
I know that in a freeze damage situation like that, time and temperature is going to, and location is going to play a role into how much freeze damage there is. Is wheat on a hill better than wheat in a valley? And if so, how long does it need to be below freezing before it can be damaged?
One of the frustrating things about freeze damage is every freeze event is unique, and there's a number of factors that go into whether we're going to see a significant amount of injury or not. And you listed a couple of them there. What growth stage are we at with the plants? How cold did we get? How long did we stay at those cold temperatures? Topography, so plants on top of a hill may not be injured as much as those in a lower spot in the field, because the cooler air can settle into that lower spot into the field.
Earlier this last week, you hit the road and you went up into northwest Oklahoma and saw some of the wheat up there. What did you see?
Yep. So we were heading out that way to get an opportunity to look at some of our variety trials and get our signs put up in those areas. And we were from Cherokee all the way west out to Keys. Growth stage wise, in our variety trials, we're anywhere from about Feeks 8, so the flag leaf starting to come out, up to not quite getting into jointing yet as we moved out into the panhandle. Cherokee to Alva, starting to see some leaf tip burn, which is what we're often going to see in a freeze event. In some cases, we did see some tillers which were starting to turn brown, indicating that growing point is dead. But other than that, as the further west we moved, right now it was just a lot more leaf injury at the moment. That's not to say we can't have maybe some more.
And hopefully by the time we get to June, maybe July, we should be done with the freezes. What should producers look for in the field whenever they do go out and scout for freeze damage?
Yep. So one, make sure you know what growth stage you're at. One of the first things you'll probably see is leaf tip burn. So out on the leaf tips, it's going to start turn dead color. It might start to curl up. A lot of times that's typically just cosmetic injuries. But we need to check the growing point. We need to make sure that growing point is still alive and healthy. What's that head look like? So get out there and start splitting stems lengthways. Try to get and isolate that head and take a look at it. If that head should typically be a greenish color, it should look plump, should look turgid. If it's turned off white, if it looks flaccid, it doesn't look plump anymore, that is an indication that tiller could be dead. After that, if plants that are much further along, we get into the boot, we get into the beginning heading, as we kind of are in parts of the state in southwest Oklahoma. We need to start looking at the head. You might see blank spots on the head where those particular spikelets were killed as the head emerges. Heads that emerge should be green color. If they start to turn more of a light, like a yellowish color, water-soaked appearance, that's not a good indication.
Okay, thank you much, David Marburger. And for more information on assessing freeze damage, check out our website, sunup.okstate.edu.